Yeah, so very good evening all. Hope it is audible. Fine. So I can see nearly
Yes, sir, it's audible.
3 to 5 people are there. Okay, fine. So exactly 6:45. We don't want to delay much. Okay, we'll start. Don't want to wait anyone for everyone. So just on yesterday we are discussing about the NumPy, and we started to solve some MCQ question. Hope you are remembering that. I think so nearly 2 to 3 questions. I think so we have done it. So we'll discuss continuity of that. So first maximum half an hour I'll try to go with the discussion based on the MCQ. Then we'll start with the last one that is going to be a matplotlib data visualization will start. So it takes again 2 more days to complete data visualization. We'll check. So yesterday we have done with a 3 question I think so. Like based on we can imagine that panda series is going to be a column. Something we have discussed, that kind of question we have discussed. So next question, I'll share the screen. Wait a minute. Yes. The question number 4. Predict the output. So totally we have a 2 print statement. So finally, what will be in the first print statement and what will be in the second print statement? Try to figure out and take your time. Let me know your answer in the chat. So individual question I'll give you maximum 1 minute 30 seconds, or max to max I can go with 2 minutes, not more than that. So almost 1 minute is done. Final minute. Okay. Fine. So we'll discuss. Generally, if you go with the array, so we have array that is 8, 88, 11, and 29. Suppose leave this question. Generally, we'll go with the one question to solve, because many people will confuse in the first print statement. I think so we can do it. The second print statement only, few those who are attended the basic Python, you will be getting it. So those who are not new, so you'll confuse. So before that, I'll show with a one example which we have discussed already. So I can see some 1, 2, 3, 4 response. That's nice. First input is fine. What about the second one? So now suppose if you take, wow, we have discussed this much. So fine. Now suppose take a input as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if, how to reverse this? If I want to print a value, I can print that a value. So I'll be getting output as it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 I'll get. Now how to reverse it? So for the reversing, we can go with the slicing. So a of S2 minus 1. So now starting is going to be empty, ending also is going to be empty, and step is given as minus 1. I have to reverse it. So from the last, I have to come forward. So from the fifth index position, minus 1. From the fourth index position, minus 1. Like this, from the top value, I'll be minusing 1 by 1. So you can see here, it has been reversed. So first array is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you want to reverse, we have reversed it here. So now it is a kind of same question, but they're asking with a range. So yesterday we have discussed that one question. So in the first print statement, you'll be getting the answer because which we have discussed already. Now here, how can I write the output? So now index is given. So first index starts from the 8. Ending is given as a 8. So I can consider up to 7. And here they given as a 3. So from here, if I'm moving 3 step forward, so 2, 3, 4 will be next index. 5, 6, 7. 7 will be the next index. Now in the first index, I have to store a value first, that is 88. In next fourth position, I have to store a value 11. And in the seventh position, I have to store a value 9. So it is given. This is about the first print statement. Think about the last print statement. I have to reverse the attailing. So whatever you're taken as a S1, this is my S1. You have to reverse the attailing. So if you're reversing, my first value is going to be 7 with a 29, 4 with 11, 1 with 88. This will be the concern. Now, how it is able to print? So only reason it is printing because of we are reversing. So just now we have discussed about the reversing. Same thing is happening here. What are the first input you are printing in the first print statement? Second print statement is nothing but it takes the reverse of it. So from the 7, then 4, then 1. So it has been 7, 4, 1. So with that same value. Value also not been changed as it is. So remember starting and ending and step. This is a syntax. Next question based on the data frame. What will be the output of the following code? And we are using pandas and we are using data frame here. Up to previous question you discussed about the series. Now we'll go with the data frame. Again, I'll give you 2 minutes of your time. Get the answer. One minute over. Last final minute. Fine, good. Time up. So is it done? I see how many people are responded. Okay, good. Okay, fine. So good. Sarvesh, keep it up. Okay. I think so. You got the right answer, but I think so. It is very difficult to type and share. I hope so. If that is the case, no issue at all. Okay, we are happy that you're getting the answer. So nothing but we are going with our data frame. So data frame means you'll be having a row and the column, which we have discussed already. We'll be having row and the column will be there. Now same, we'll try to carry on. So first in the data frame what we are using, we are you giving our two values. So what are those values? Surya is there and 88, and Prakash is there and 90 is given. So now this Surya also and Prakash also belongs to the name category, and here I'm trying to give a mark. So here itself in the next line I'm telling as a df dot columns. So now these what you are passing as an argument that belongs to the column name. So I'll be creating a column name. So column, first column name is going to be name. Next column is going to be marks. So we have created the column. Now, after creating the column, and I'm trying to give out two values. So what is the name of that person, first person? Surya. So I'll try to type, or it will return Surya, and mark is going to be 88. Same thing for the Prakash, and output is going to be 90. And if you have a column, we should have a row also. So did you give any index over here? No. So then by default, it will be 0 here, and next will be 1. So the 0, 1, don't forget. So this also will be there. So finally, output will be like this. So name, marks, what are those candidate name, and what candidate has been scored, and 0, 1 by default. Because you're not using that index is equal to 10, 20. So by default, start with a 0. Okay. Next question. Question number 6. Which of the following is missing data? Which of the following is missing? For this one, don't take 2 minutes. Maximum 20 seconds is sufficient to judge. Yes. Hope you got the answer. Null also we can tell as a missing data. Nan also we can tell as a missing data. And none also we can tell as a missing data. So in that empty table, I can put null, and I can put nan, or I can put none. Everything is going to be same. So all of the above is going to be, we can consider as a missing data. So none is nothing, but we can tell nothing is there. Null also is going to be nothing. None also is going to be nothing. Empty. To represent in the empty, we can go with a null or a nan, or we can go with a none. Next question. This is based on the numpy. Question based on the numpy. Observe the following code and identify what will be the outcome, the output they are asking. Just judge and get some answer, and I'll show you the option. Just cross check whether your answer is there in the option or not. If there, you're right. Okay. Final 30 seconds. Okay, fine. Most of them I think so got the answer. Okay. Yesterday we discussed about the shallow copy and the deep copy. Can you remember that concept? Shallow copy and the deep copy. So now, generally, who can tell who what is shallow copy and the what is going to be deep copy? Anyone can unmute and tell what is shallow and the deep copy?
So shallow copy that creates a memory location for the two variables.
Mm.
And deep copy, it allocates two different memory locations.
Okay. So if one is changing, other also will be changed in the shallow copy. But if you go with the deep copy, if one is updating, other one will not affect.
Yes, sir. They're
So that is
independent
going to be
memories.
shallow, and so one is depending, one is going to be independent. Now, if that is the case, see this question. Now we are solving with a NumPy MCQ. So first of all, we are given as a NumPy. So just tell me this NumPy, whatever I given here, it belongs to how many D? Like 1D, 2D, 3D, like this. How many Ds are there? Everyone can answer. If you attend the yesterday session, for sure you can do it. So yesterday we have discussed, like, if you have one bracket, one dimension, if you have a two bracket, two dimension,
Mhm.
you have a three dimension, four means four, keeps on
Two
moving.
does, two, sir.
It is going to be two
So
dimensions.
2D.
Yes. So here and here is going to be 2D. Now whatever is there in the A, I'm storing in the B. Okay. So suppose A value is going to be 1, 2, 3 with a square bracket. B equal to A. Yesterday we are discussing like this. Same thing here. So yesterday we discussed with a one dimensional. Today we are going with a two dimensional. So I'm storing the two dimensional. A also will be same. B also will be same. Now I'm checking what yes. What is the purpose of yes? Is as a keyword. In Python programming language, we have 33 keyword. Out of 33, one is going to be this S. So is is nothing but kind of a equality checking, whether you and me both are same or not. So for that purpose only we are going with a yes. So what is my S value? This is going to be my value 0, 1, 2, 3 with a square, two square bracket. This is my value. Yes, A value. Both are same. So either when you are going with a yes, I can return either true or false. If both are same, yes. If both are same, can I tell answer is going to be true? So answer is going to be true. So just write in your note. Answer is going to be 2 because S is nothing but B equal to A. So now either I can write B is A or A B equal to A. This both gives me the answer as same. Yeah. So hope you are done with this question. Next question number 8. Yes. So using n dimensional, we can get what? So n dim is given. So by using n dim, we can find the dimension of the array. So this can be tell as it can be right answer. Just you have to judge with the remaining option, then you have to choose right one. So size of the array. So by using n dim, will I get the size of the array? So next is nothing but operational activity on the matrix. So are we going with the matrix? No. So none of the mention. So no. So only answer is going to be option A, that is we can find the dimension of an array. So number is nothing but completely based on the row and the column. Next question number 9. Question number 9, you have to write a program for this. So we have discussed the MCQ. Now we'll go with the programming question also. Just think the question, then figure out the answer. I'll give you nearly 3 to 4 minutes. Try to figure out.
Sir, is it a list or array, sir?
It is a lister.
Square brackets.
Yes, yes. It is list. And just solve and put your answer in the chat. I'll be back. So how many got the answer? Okay, print. Okay, you're trying to add it. Okay, so we'll go with that. So A equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3, B equal to, I'll go with 5 comma 6 comma 7 suppose. So print A plus B. Yes. Okay. Now, so directly we can tell that with help of this also I can get in the single dimensional. It is a list is given. Now, suppose without using plus, if you without using plus also, we can we go with the append? Suppose I'm going to the A dot append. Append, I'll go with the B. Can it do? You can see your answer is going to be none. Why it is not appending? Because append is nothing, it will be added at the last. And it can append only one by one value. So at a time, in the same time, I can take only one value, not more than that. So if you want to take more than one value, we can go with the extend. So if you go with the extend also, I'm getting the answer as none. Reason is nothing but you have to extend your value. Suppose you're using a dot. Using a dot extends. Extend or extends. Those who were joined in the previous batch. Okay, so I'll go here. I'll try to print attribute error. So it don't have anything like a extends. It should have extend only. So how to extend it? So normally I'm trying to extend the third variable. So a is equal to k dot extend. Now what I have to pass? I have to pass my b list. I'll pass it. So while printing, I'll try to print C. Again, it is none. Why so? A, I'm using extend. B, plus it will work for sure. If they ask me like without using plus means how can you do it? And suppose you're not writing. Suppose you're giving like this. Nothing is printing. Why so? Just think, how can you do it?
Sir,
Yeah, sir.
by any chance, should we use the square bracket to be?
Inside extend.
Yes, sir. Should we use the square bracket?
Like this.
Like, no, sir. Only the
Oh,
square.
okay, okay, like this. No, that is a method. Extend is a method. So if it is a function, inbuilt method or a function, you have to use this bracket. So telling
Right.
without this bracket, I have to give like this, right?
Yes.
No. It will not work. Type error will be there.
Okay. Okay.
So if you're using any function name, that symbol should be there. That circle bracket should be there for sure.
Right, sir.
That square bracket I can give here, then I can see the changes. Suppose I'm trying to print my value. Okay, so even though it is going to be none, just think minute thing only.
A also square bracket.
See, okay, no, that is correct. Fine. If you are removing also fine. It's not like because we have started with a square bracket. I said for that example. Why it is none? None is nothing, but it is not happening. Something is there, but action is pending still. Is there any other method? Suppose you are not using this array. Okay, you're giving this the array here. So 5, 6, 7. Like this you are giving. It is not happening. If you're thinking, you can get it. Okay, so very simple. Suppose I'm going with a equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3, and I'm trying to print A. So we are able to print that A, there is no issue. Again, I'll go with a B equal to 5 bracket 5 comma 6 comma 7, and I'm trying to print B. We're able to print it. Now, if you want to combine it, A plus B, yes, I can able to combine 1 plus 2 plus, sorry, 1 comma 2 comma 3, 5 comma 6 comma 7. Now, plus is nothing but concatenation. Now, if you're using the extend A dot, using a extend, with the help of extend, you're passing your variable B. So here, none is printing because of extend. If you go with the list method, we don't have method like a extend. So if you are extending, it will perform, but that action will not be stored in some particular variable. That is why it is still, if I'm extending also, it is not performing because of only reason we don't have that kind of method. So now that is why we are going with the plus. What if you have to go with the numpy? You have a numpy array. How can you go with the extend? Their extend will work for sure. There you cannot go with the plus. Plus also will work. Plus is nothing but common thing, very basic thing. Other than plus, we can go with the extend, or we can go with the whatever you value wanted. I can go like that. So now, based on your statement, I can move your, because it is going to be completely list. It is not going to be complete like a numpy. So if it is a numpy, fine. If not, be aware of that what you're trying to give. Now, suppose if by you're writing with list bracket. So list we have 1 comma 2 comma 3, b equal to, I'll be giving us 3 comma 4 comma 5. Print a dot extend. I'll go with the b. You can see here directly tuple object has no attribute extend. Like these kind of things only it will be shown. So you can read the statement why it is happening. So because attribute error. So directly they are telling that when you're using a extend, it is not going to be possible. Yeah. Now, so when you're doing this, suppose, okay, fine for here, leave this question. When you're going here, sir, even if it is a list, then how can I do it? So just after doing it, try to print A. You can see here we got the output. Because when you're using this inside the bracket, inside the print statement, it won't work. Why? Because directly if you are merging out, two bracket you are merging. So two merging is not going to be possible. If you're merging, my data is completely changing. So what is that A and B? That memory is completely changing. So you're trying to write as in the separately this A dot extend B. It will try to store in a same memory with value. So we are discussing like shallow copy, deep copy, same thing. Now when you're printing B, B will affect. Now you can see here B still remains 567 only. So there is no affect in the B memory. It is changing only the A memory. So to write it, we are writing as A dot extend B in the separate line. Then you're trying to print only A. When you're going with the tuple, we don't have method something called as the extend. But if you go with the list, we have it plus. Either you can use a plus, that is concatenation. If not, we can go the extend. Suppose when you're compiling, I'm getting as a none because of only reason. It is happening, but it is not able to display what you're going to do. So now you're telling like you're extending your value inside the A block, then I'm trying to print the A value. So completely works. So these kind of things you have to do experiment. So many things you have to try, keep on try. Somewhere you'll be getting that ideas. Okay, this is how it works. That is what you're learning. So now, if you go with a tuple, you'll not get. In the MCQ, I'll ask this. I'll give A is equal to 1, 2, 3, B equal to 3, 4, 5, A dot extend B. What will be the output? I'll give output like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that, etc. A, B, C, D option I'll give. So remember, if you go with a square bracket, it is possible, but it is not possible to give inside the print statement. We're giving inside the print statement, output is going to be none. Remember one trick. And next is nothing but if you want to do extend really by using the list, I have to write separately then you can print that first variable. Suppose if it is given with a tuple, so you'll be getting an attribute error. That mean for, so it has no attribute called as the extent. So nothing but attribute is nothing but function name. So we don't have any function called as a extent because it is going to be mutable, immutable. Already we have discussed. So by using extend, I can carry on. Suppose if it is a numpy also, we'll discuss. I'll tell you about a numpy by using a flatten. We have a parameter called as a flatten. So based on that function, I'll try to pass inside a dot flatten of b. Now how you are telling as a extend, in place of extend, I'll go with a flatten over. Or you can pass as a argument parameter also. Two ways are there. We'll discuss that. So make it as a last question. How
Sir, one
to,
small doubt.
yes,
Suppose you want to add the values of A and B. Plus, when you are giving its concatenation,
yeah,
you want to add the values. Is it possible, sir?
add the value in the sense like a 1, 4,
1 plus 4,
5.
2 plus 5, 3 plus
We
6.
done right, sir. Already we have
In
discussed
that,
this question.
how do we do that, sir?
Nothing but we are taking this value, you are taking as a matrix value, right? So first value, you can go with indexing. You can go with the slicing this way and that way. So I'll do that also. By using looping also you can carry on. A equal to 1, comma 2, comma 3 and equal to 3, comma 4, comma 5, suppose. So my C value should be, output should be 1 plus 3 should be 4, 2 plus 4 should be 6, 3 plus 5 should be 8. This is what the output we need. Okay. So this is like a fine basic one we have discussed already, but no issue. I think so, sir has not joined the batch one. No issue, but we can go with the for loop for A in list. So what, sorry, for I in A. So what is my A value? Try to take that. Now for J in B, try to take it. And A value should be added and it will be stored. So I'll store in the, I'll create a one more C memory, which is a empty, which, because I need this output, I'll create a empty list. Now in this list, I have to append. So whatever you're storing, that A value plus B value, I'll take it, I'll add. After adding, I'll store in the C. After storing, I have to append that value. So initially take that value, I'll append it. So now when you do like this also, one problem is there. Next time what happen, 1 will take here, next time 3 will take. So next time, okay, again it will take with a 4, then we'll take with a 5. So in place of this, we can give a break. After doing this part, break it. Again loop will be continued. So now I can apply like, so whatever you're add, I have to add in the, I'll give capital C. So my list is going to be C dot append my capital C. So when you're printing this, finally output will be completely different. I'll show you that. So C I have to print. So when you're printing C, my matrix will be in a different answer. And see here, this much time it will be looping. So how many values are there? That much time it will be loop. But actually what I need only 4, 6, 8. So now whenever you are trying to add those values, try to print it immediately. I can bring this print statement here. Now if you're bringing, one problem is there. Now when you're trying to bring this print statement, individual time it will print. You can see here, this is how it is growing. Now how to stop it? To stop it, we can go with a break. Put a break. Put a break. Put a break. After putting a break, continue, at last printed. Now if you are putting break, actually my answer should be 4, 6, 8 only, right? But it is printing with 1, 2, 3, again 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. It is still, it is printing that values only. How can I do this process? Yeah, very simple. So now if you're using these kind of things, it will take all the values. Now can I go with the range? So we can go with the for I in range. Go with the range. My first value should be taken. And have to take a last value. So I can take a length of my A. What is my 0? Zeroth index position is going to be start with a 1. And next value should be length of A. So what is my length of A? So length of A is going to be 3. 3 will be the last value. Same thing in range property you'll be using. It just will replace with. Now I'll go with a 0, 0 comma length of. I'll go with the length of B. Yeah. Now when I'm printing this, you can see here actually answer is going to be same. Or try to take I value and J value. Now you can see here 0, 1, 2 we are getting. Actually, what answer I should get? I should get as 4, 5, 6. Now how to do that? Now if you take 0, in place of giving I, we should give A of I. And we have to give B of J. Now in this question, what happened? What is my A value? A of I. A of I is nothing but 1 I'll take. What is B of J? B of J is nothing but 3. So 1 plus 3 I'll take here. 1 plus 3 I'll take. After taking 1 plus 3, I'll be storing in C. So whatever you're taking in that capital C, I'm appending here. So matrix, in this matrix, I'll add a value 4. So now same thing, it will continue. So now if you take this value, next time what happen? It will take the next value. In place of 4, 6, 8, you're bringing 4, 5, 6. Reason is nothing but again try to filter. So from the base, we are filtering one by one what you are making. We are analyzing the code. How does it work? So slowly, this is how you have to learn. What are the tasks is given to you? Try to learn in this way. Sure, you'll try to reach in a big manner. So now, same thing. A of I, A of J. Sorry, B of J. I'll take it. I'll append. So first value 4 is there. I'll append. Next, you are giving a break. Now, what is my next value? It will take I value is going to be 1. If I value is 1, better I'll take a slide over here. Very simple question, but the way you learn is important. So when you're going with this, first I'll take my I value which start with a 0. Here J value which start with a 0. Now when I'm going with a 0, 0, so 0th index position is going to be 1 and my Jth index position is going to be 3. So these two will be added. I'll get output as 4, which I got already. But second output, I'm getting 5. Why? Reason, I'll take the next value. What is 2? So I value from 0 to increment to the 1. 1, again I'll start with J value from where? Again I'll start with a 0 only. So when I'm starting with a 0, 2, this is mapping. 2 and 3 is mapping. When I'm mapping 2 and 3, what is the output? 5. So next time it is printing 5. Next 3 and 3 will take. So 3 and 3 is nothing but 6. Because here you are giving us a 0. Yeah, this is how the looping will work. Now, really, if you want to go with directly adding, so in place of going this much, very simple way, we can go with the indexing. So this value and that value, take a indexing, try to print it. Okay. And with the using looping also, if you want to do also, here when you're coming for the next time, you have to increment your J value. So when you're coming to this time, okay, after before breaking, give your J value should be incremented. You can do like that. You can make. Okay. That also possible by using loop. Now, because if you don't want to use a looping statement, very in a simple way, I have to tell. So nothing but in one line we can write the logic for this. So print A of 0 plus B of 0. Yeah, I'll take that value, I'll try to store. Same thing, print or what are the value you're trying to take, append it. Very simple, create a C list, I'll append it. So now whatever I'll take, I'll add. So in the C list, append a value of these two. Yeah. Now bracket is going to be taken. So now if you want to print the C value, you can see here I have filtered 4. Now what is next time? I have to filter the next value. So now what is my next term? So in that C, I'll go with the append my A of 1 plus A of sorry, B of 1. And see your 4 and 6. Same thing I'll do for the 2 and 2. Okay. So 4, 6, 8. Like this also you can bring. Or by using looping also you can bring. By without using for loop, if you want to use a while loop also you can bring. Many are there. And without, if you want to go with a slicing also, by using slicing also you can make very simple. It's up to the way you are organizing your data. Fine.
Okay, sir. Sir, when it is square bracket, actually it's confusing whether it is list or array. That's
Okay, sir. In Python programming language, it is going to be a list only. In other programming language, it is going to be array. And when you're discussing with a numpy, suppose on the top we have like import numpy is there. If you have a numpy, then that square bracket belongs to array. Remember like this. So generally, if you go with a Python programming language, we don't have array. In other programming language like a C, C++, Java, if you take that kind of language, we have an array. We don't have a list. Now suppose in the numpy you're telling about the array only, correct? But when you have a one line called as a numpy, so import numpy as np. Like if that is the case, then this square bracket completely belongs to the array. Remember like this, very simple. And normally you can tell square bracket as a list or array. Anything is fine. But in the Python we have only list. So fine. Last question. How to delete the data frame column by name or index in pandas? You have to write a code for this. You have to create a data frame, and in the data frame, just make assumption that you have some data frame that row wise and the column wise is there. Now you have to delete. Delete is nothing but by using drop function we can use. We have discussed about the drop if you want to go, and you have to delete either by name or either by index. Or if you want to write a code for name and index also, it's up to you. And already we have discussed this in the, I think so, one day before, I think so, not yesterday. Day before yesterday, I think so, we have discussed it. For sure, we have discussed. Just analyze that code and try to get the answer and get the answer there. Post your answer in the chat by using drop. Correct. By using drop, we can do. How can we do it? What can we give? Just don't want to go the entire program. Just type only the logic part. How to drop? That line is sufficient. Drop off what you have to give. Okay, fine. We'll start. First, you have to import the pandas. I'll teach you line by line. Understand? Then Go ahead. So import pandas as PD, first thing. Next, I'll try to read the CSV file. So in the interview or in the examination, you will have some table. I'll give you some table. Based on the table, you can do it. And maximum, if not, question itself will be like a directly how many like a rows and the column, everything I'll give you. Then I'll tell you like you have to delete this particular column or particular row. How to write it. Like this kind of things also I might ask. So now pandas.csv I have loaded index underscore column we are given as a name. So my name will be in the index. In place of 0, 1, 2, 3, I'll be having my names. This normally we know. Next, I'll be printing the employees. All the values will be printed. Now I have to drop the italic. So now drop column name. If you want to drop by column name, I have to give that column because by column also is given or index is given. I'll teach you with name and index. Okay, in the final assessment test, if I'm asking for or, either you can go with name or index. It's up to you. Now, if you want to go with a name, I have to give that access. Like employee is my variable, or that what you're keeping as that variable. In that variable, I have to drop the column called as the age. I'll give as the age. Access equal to 1. What is the purpose of access equal to 1? We have access equal to 1 and 0. What is the purpose of that? Permission. Yeah. In place. What is the purpose of in place? In my entire table, suppose you have a 5 column. If you're dropping the middle column, this in place true is nothing but it will change your employee table itself. So in my currently if I'm printing employee, I'll be having only that 4 columns. In place false is nothing but it won't affect. Only in this print it will work, not for the outside. So I'll have to print that employee, I'll print that. Now if you want to drop a column by index, then we have to pass the index. So by using like a employee dot columns, you have to use a column. Which column? 0th column, 1st column, 2nd column you have to give. So now what we are doing, we are using a 2 bracket. Why 2 bracket? Because we are going with what? Data frame. In this entire data frame, we are trying to delete few data frames, or it can be a series. That is why one square bracket denote for the entire row into column. In that row into column, you have to delete particular column you're telling. That is what the list within list we are using. Square bracket inside the square bracket. So 0th column and the first column will be deleted and you're giving a permission as do it and you're making in place as a true. Suppose if in place is false means, we have to, whatever you're trying to make here, that will not be reflected to the next statement. Only in this statement I can drop it. If you're giving us in place as a true, then for sure here also will be affected. In your main variable that is here, that is the employee storing here, there also will be affected. And we have discussed about both the things. Yeah. So finally we are done. I'll pose this question also. If need, try to compile and check. And already you have the already you have CSV file. So through that CSV file, try to do it. Yeah. So now here we are getting error where? Nothing but here. So we have to close this bracket. Now you can see here it has been dropped. So now what I have to drop? I have to drop 0 and 1. So what is my 0th position? Team is there and number is there. So for the first print statement, we are printing. Second print statement, I'm trying to delete the age. So you can see here, this is going to be first data frame. Second data frame, you can see that that age has been dropped. Because where we was having a age is nothing but between position and date, we have age. So now when I'm scrolling down, if I'm going with the second output statement, you can see here between that date and position, age has been 1. Now 0 I have to delete and the 1 I have to delete. So in the next print statement, team and number will be dropped. From the position, I'll be starting to carry on. You can see here from the position we started to carry on. Yeah, this is how it works. And same thing, we can go with the pandas.ds. So in the pandas.ds also same thing. So we have dropped the, here we have printing the age. Here we don't have that age. Here we have team and max. In the next print statement, we don't have the team and max. Directly it's starting with that position. Yeah. So hope you got it. Yeah. Fine. Just relax. We'll go with the next is nothing but matplotlib. I'll open that file. So what is the purpose of going with a matplotlib? So matplot is nothing but basically we call as a data visualization. Now what you're learning in the pandas, you're learning as a table, row and the column you're using as a table. Now when you're going with the difficulties of table, suppose a small table is given. In the table, you have to finally, suppose we have here in this table, we have a minimum value. Suppose I'm giving as 100, age I'm giving as 75, 200 age I'm giving as 22, so 300 age I'm giving as 17. Here I'm giving as 900, so age is going to be 24. So something I'm giving. So here I'm giving as a 150, age is going to be 15. So now from here a mark is something is given and age is something is given. So now I have to filter the maximum mark and maximum age. What happened? Directly I can tell that maximum is going to be 900, age is going to be, I have to cross check everything. Then finally it takes 50, like the 75 is going to be the maximum age I can tell. So now you have to manually analyze in the tabular fashion. If you have a 5 row, completely fine. What if you have 100 row? So you have to cross check one by one by one. Then finally you are going to decide that my 75 is going to be the maximum value. We'll do that. In place of that, if you are drawing the graph for it, so my first person age is going, sorry, mark is up, age is going to be 100, so it will be in the 100. 75 means it will be below that. 22 it will go below that. 17 means below that. 24 means above that, above this. 15 means again down. So can we tell that my minimum is going to be 15, maximum is going to be 75 by seeing? If this is taking 3 seconds to analyze, this will take 1 second to analyze. Just for the example I'm telling you, it can be taken 10 seconds also. For example I'm telling, if you take 10 seconds here, for sure the pictorial representation is going to be less than that. We can be tell, damn sure can be tell like a min and max within few seconds. Can we find? Yes, that is what you're doing. So what are the things you learned in the up to that 6 days or up to 2 days? Now you will be representing with a image category. You'll represent with help of, we can tell as a graph, bar chart, pie chart. So everything you'll be displaying with a pictorial. So for that making pictorial, we are going with a mat, M-A-T, float. Float is nothing but you're pointing this. So 75 is going to be here. This is going to be the individual time you're trying to float for that. So matplotlib. So matplotlib is nothing but it is going to be a biggest library. So for that library, you're trying to analyze the data frames. So first one, what is there like a, I'll tell you about the matplotlib. So matplotlib is a low level graph plotting library in Python that serves as a visualization utility. So data visualization. So how the data in place of representing in the table, I'll show as a picture. That pictorial representation is called as a matplotlib, or you can tell as a data visualization. So now where we are using this matplot, so mostly in the Python, if you go with a segment in the matplotlib, it is written in the C, Objective C, and JavaScript for the platform compatibility. So now this everything is combined and it is showing us as a one library or a module called as a matplotlib. So how to get started? So just remember, matplotlib is nothing but data visualization. So to represent in a picture way, that is diagrammatic way. Okay, so like a graph, pointing, floating, many things will be. That is what they're telling, graph plotting library, matplotlib. So you are going with a graph plotting library. So now if you want to install, how did we install pandas? Pip install pandas. How did you install the NumPy? pip install numpy. Same thing. Here I'll go with the exclamatory pip install matplotlib. This is going to be installation. So now I have installed already, so it is showing like a requirement already satisfied. For you, it takes nearly 1 hour 10 seconds, we can tell maximum, like based on your processor and speed only. If it is done, you'll be getting that successfully it has been installed. Okay. So that will be there. And once it is installed, again, if you are using the installation process, you will show like what we are showing now. So it is going to be requirement already it has been satisfied or installed. Now, if you want to check the version also, you can check the version by using __ version. It is common for every chapter we are using this. What is next? So next is nothing but pipe load. So one by one we'll discuss how to draw the line, how to bring that
Hello,
point to
sir.
the yeah.
Sir, it's showing an error for me saying that could not find a version that satisfies the requirement.
Did you give pip install matplotlib?
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Yes.
what did you get?
Oh, one
It takes some time. Immediately we don't want to go with the next line. Don't want to type this. We'll not get.
Sorry, sir. It's not showing any error. I did a typing mistake.
Okay.
Sorry, sir.
Just copy paste and like before installing, if you're using this import matplotlib data, like you're going with __ version, means it won't work. So let it take some time. Okay, so it's so suppose if I'm compiling this, you can see here nothing will be printed. So it is loading in the background. It is checking my processor, everything, whether it has been installed or not. You can see here to give me the result, nearly it takes nearly 5 to 6 seconds. Then it is showing me as a requirement already satisfied. After 6 seconds, I'm getting this. Same thing when you're installing, first complete the installation, then go with the next cell. You'll get it. And don't want to make any spelling mistake. So here if I'm using as MPL matplotlib, here you can change as NPL. Answer is going to be same. Here you're given as a NPL and you're using NPL2. Can I get that? Can see a name error. Not defined. So that kind of mistake, don't do it. Okay, next we'll go with the pipe load. So what is pipe load? Pipe load is nothing but float. Remember float. Pipe load is nothing but py is nothing but Python. In Python, by using Python, we are going to float something. Float is nothing but that point. How you are drawing the graph. That point will be there. X-axis, Y-axis will be there. So with the help of that X and the Y value, you are trying to access your category. Same thing here. So for that, we have to use first import matplotlib dot pipeload as PLT. As you wish, you can take. I have taken as a PLT. So pipeload is nothing but I'm going to draw something, float something like a line or a point device, like something you're going to draw. So that is what the pipeload we are done. Now we have made as a PLT. Next, import numpy as NP, import pandas as PD, because inside this matplotlib, we'll use this all the things. So just group it out. Now we understood what is pandas, numpy. Hope you understood what is the difference between numpy and pandas now. Yes. Okay. So if you go with the numpy, numerical Python, completely based on the array concept. And if you go with the pandas, it is completely based on the Excel sheets. So you can go with the Excel sheet or you can go with the CSV file. So based on through that, you are trying to analyze the pandas. But that has a two data structures. One is going to be series and one is going to be data frame. Now, so that everything comes under here, so I can do it. Now I'm giving that I'll create an array. np.array, I'll be giving 1, 10. So what is 1, 10? So 1 is going to be my starting value and next is going to be 10, second value you're giving. So that I'm storing in the X points. Next, I'll go with the np.array. I'll give it 1, 10. That I'll be storing in the Y points. Now after this, I have to float. What I have to float? I have to float X and I have to float the Y. So I'll be writing as a PLT. PLT is nothing but matplotlib.pipeload. This I'm made as a PLT. So PLT.float. float is a function. It is an inbuilt function to float. So to draw that line. So x point, you have to float for x point and we have to float for the y. So these two as given as a parameter. Next, the show is nothing but to display that graph. To display that representation, you are using a show method. So when I'm compiling this, you will be getting output like this. So now we have floated. So what is my value? 56. It has been 56. We have floated. Next we have a 10. Then we are given as a 250. So in the 10th I have a 250. So this is how individual thing works. Suppose if you are increasing the value also, it's up to you. 88 I'm giving. Next I'm giving with a 99. You can see here one more dot has been created. Complete is based on you only. And how you are writing, you can write as x points and you're writing as a y points, completely fine. And what is the purpose of O? Here O is there. I'll tell you what is that O also. One by one you'll learn. So here by default it is giving you with a blue color. So this blue I have to change to the red color. Or this circle bracket is there. I don't want the circle bracket. I need to print with a star. So here I can give like star. You can see here I'll be getting the answer with a star. So previously it was like a circle round. So now you can see here star. Suppose I need to go with some other symbol like arrow mark. So I'll go with arrow mark. You can see here arrow mark has been made. So here I can change it. I'll tell you one by one. Okay, don't confuse. I'll tell line by line. You'll learn very quickly. I have posted. Just cross check whether you are getting this graph or not. Okay. Now, so you can see here 1 and 10 is given. So 1 is nothing but I will go here and 10 is going to be the value. So 1 to 10, 1 to 10, you will be drawing the one graph. So even this is going to be based on your x point and y point. So now if you are entering the value, sufficient automatically will be there. Now by mistake you have not given the show. By giving this, and see here, these kind of things will be shown. So that two-dimensional, where that two-dimension is there, 2D is not there. So we have to give as that show method. Show is a thing to display your values. Okay. Done with this. And second is nothing but here I'm going with that symbol. The symbol can be anything. So if I want to give, suppose if you want to give slash, can I use slash? No. So some particular symbol only I can give there. So value error. So you can see here there is no such format like this. So graph has been estimated, but we cannot draw that line. Floating is not happen because only we don't have this kind of symbols. Suppose I'm going with a at. Can I use at? No. I'm using a hash. Can I use hash? No. I'm using the plus symbol. Can I use? Yes. You can see here. I'll zoom and show you. You can see here very clearly plus. Here also we have a plus. Here also we have a plus. So then how many symbols can I use it? Like a minus. Can I use minus? You can see here. This is how it works. I have to go with a mod. Can I go with the percentile? No. So like that, like one by one, we have a symbol. I'll show you what are the things we can give. So maximum will be using a O. O is nothing but that circle. Now first thing has been we have floating. Now one by one will increase. So star indicates for what you'll try to go with a star. So wherever you have a point 56. So where we have a 56 and 189, I'll go there. Okay. So this everything is around 55, 56, 67, 70, sorry 98. Can we tell everything belongs to this position only? This is going to be the x point, right? Down you'll be having a x point and y you will be having here. I think so. Hope you're knowing basic about the graph. Same thing. I know very clearly that people know that what is x-axis, y-axis, what is x dash, y dash, where it comes, everything you know. Remember that sufficient. Now again, 189. So in the position of 189, I can see here one star is there. Same thing 250. So where we have a 250 exactly here, I can tell that. So 189. Okay, first star is going to be 189. Second star is going to be 250 and 567. So for sure, in between 500 600, we have one more star. It is correct. Now 700. So 700 is going to be maximum value 700. Okay. So in place of circle bracket, sorry, circle round bracket, like a round symbol, I can go with a star. Now, first thing you have to learn is nothing but how you will float it. So nothing but float function is used to draw the points. That is, we can tell that point is called as a markers, we can tell. So here you're drawing with that blue color. This blue color is called as a markers. You're marking. So come this position. So come 200, 300. There I have to point it. So that marker. So that is completely, this float function will do that only. That pointing everywhere, it will go to that x-axis, y-axis, that is based on the graph, it will go for the x and y, and it will try to point that location. So that is going to be done by the marker. Now, after marking, by default, the floating function draws the line from point to point, from this point to that point. That is what the first one we are doing. So did we tell interpreter to draw the line? No. When I'm giving 10 or I'm giving as 20, then I'm giving as 30. I'll go with a different value. You can see here, we are not doing anything, but still it is giving some line. This line, did I tell the interpreter to draw the line? No, I did not tell. That is what we are telling here. By default, when you're using a float function, draw the line from point to point. And the function takes argument or a parameter for specifying the point in the diagram. So based on that, if you want to draw, yes, I can draw it. So first parameter in the array contains the axis. So what is axis? Y axis we are giving. Okay. Now, same thing if you want to go with the second parameter, the second value is going to be y axis. So first value is for the x, second is for the y, which we know already. So same thing here, if we need to plot the line from 1 to 3 or 8 to 10, we have to give the two arrays. So we have to give a two array in place of that. Because, sir, you may ask, sir, here you are drawing the line. Why here it's not drawing the line? Because everything I'm moving with help of one single bracket. Now, how to access x-axis in a horizontal way and y-axis is going to be the vertical way, how to do it. So normally we know what is horizontal and what is vertical. So now, based on that, how to float without the line. So by default, you're getting some line. I don't want the line. So if that is the case, I can draw it very simply. So float only. So float is nothing but it is a marker. You can use shortcut that is going to be based on this symbols, small ring symbol, like, or you can go with a circle symbol, like you can go like many symbol as you wish. Now you're going with 11,8. So 11 is going to be the value. From that value, I'll go with the axis. So x comma y. And next we are going with a ring symbol. So ring is nothing but here, small circle. Yeah. Now how to plot multiple values? There's nothing but you're telling 11, 8. It will match 11 and 8. It will match 31 and 10, completely fine. How to go with the multiple points? One point there, here. So randomly, then you have to connect it one by one. That is what the graph you will do. So what is a graph? So from this position to that position, you will draw the graph. Based on the graph, you will try to find the answer. So whether it is going to be up or a low, or what is that x-axis, y-axis when I'm ending, so like that, such kind of things you can do. Now, so multiple points. So multiple point is nothing but you can float many point as you wish. So whatever you want to give, you can give. Just make sure that you have to give the same numbers in the both the axes. So suppose the first axis you can see here. Here I'm giving as 1, 2, 3. Sorry, 1, 2, 6, 8, 10. Here I'm giving as a 3, 10, 1, 11, and 6. It is matching 5 and 5 is matching. Suppose by mistake I'm giving 20 here. You can see here error. What is that error? Value error. So just we'll read what is that value. Y and sorry, x and y must have same dimension. Yes, it is the same. And what they given with the shape? So shape is going to be, one is going to be 6, one is going to be 5. So if that is the case, how can I map it? Not possible. So error will be thrown, which we know. So now suppose if you're going with a one more value 100, yes, you can give any value based on your value. Automatically, matplotlib will give you the figure out. So now by using plt.float x points, what is my x point? 1. So it will be going for the 1. Then y point is going to be what? 3. So it will go for the 0, 1, 2, 3. Same thing one by one. Last value is given as a 20 and 100. So 20 is going to be here and 100 you can see here it is stopped. Yeah, so this plus belongs to the last value. So how it is mapping? Nothing but first value here in the first array, the first array second value, in the second array second value. So now this value, this value. So we are accessing based on the index. Yeah. So now that is what you're telling. Multiple point also is that possible? Yes, you can go with the n number of, so z axis. Z axis we cannot go. So x axis, y axis, and if you want to go with the z axis, we have to go with the C1 is there. So based on the C1, we can go with the 3 axis. With help of matplotlib, we can go with the 2 axis. Now, so by default, what is my x points? So by default, when you are not specifying any axis, because here you're giving as a x axis, y axis, like that you're moving. If you're not given that any axis, by default it starts from 0, 1, 2, 3. So we'll see that kind of question also. You can see here, x axis not given, y is given. You're storing any y point. So you're telling that y point. What about the x? Without x, how can you map? Not possible. So if you're not given by default, interpreter will help you with a value 0. So it will start from 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. moves on. You can see here, this is how it will try to draw. So from the previous value, that is going to be 0, right? So it will start from the 0. So from the 0, what is my y value? That is 3. So you can see that first point is in the 3 location. Next 8. So my first index is going to be 1 and my x position is going to be 8. So x point and y point. Same thing, x point, y point, x point, y point. At last, we'll be drawing like this. Suppose if you want to change all three, it's up to you. We can change accordingly. This will be changed. And if you want to draw the, you have to draw, and after drawing, you have to change the color. So this blue color is given by default. So I should change it as a red color. Yes, you can do it. And here the line is very thin. I have to make it as a thick. Then I can go with matplotlib. It is possible. So what are the things you want to do with? Yes, I can do it. So now if you want to figure out the like a outer layer alone, yes, for the outer layer you can give different line. For the main line you can give a different color. So like this also we can make. And next is nothing but, suppose you are going with a float with a value. So here plt dot float y point. So what is y point? 12, 12, 6, and 50. So we'll go with the y point. So 12, 12. If we have a 12, there also we have a 12. Then we are going with a 6, 6 nothing but below of that. So we go here 6. Then last we have 50. So from here, I'll go towards the next value. Try this example. Okay. So what is next? Next is nothing but to discuss about the markers. So how many markers, that symbols we can use? I said we can give minus, we can give that star, or we can use that O. So everything is fine. Now, other than that, what is the purpose? Main purpose of marker is nothing but you can use the keyword argument marker to what are the point you're trying to give. So it will try to specify that marker. You're giving a value from 10 to 15. So in that position, I'll try to place that value. So that value fixed, once it is fixed, keep on, it will be more. So until you give a next input, it won't change. Now marker is nothing but, other than the symbol what you're dealing, other than the symbol, we have character. We have character. So what is a character? So I'll be having with my marker is going to be D. So first my numpy is going to be array. So 3, 8, 1 and 10 is given. And y points comma marker is given as a D. So what is D, sir? D means it will print D. No, D stands for the diamond. You can see here previously printing with a, okay, nothing to say. Here we are printing with a star. Here we can see a diamond. So it is printing with a first value, second value, third, and the fourth is printing with a dimension square bracket. So that is going to be dimension there. Now, if you have a star, how it will work? Same thing. So we'll go with the import matplotlib.py as plt numpy. So now there is no use of pandas. So y points equal to np dot array. So 3, 8, 1 and 10. So what we are doing, we are giving here marker is equal to, we are making as a star. So just think same thing. So 3, 8, 1 and 10 is given. So from the 3, 8, 1 and 10, you are not given. So by default, start from the 0. So 0, you can see here 1. Here we can see here 2. Last is going to be 3. Okay. This is also possible. This is nothing. Remember the markers. Many markers will discuss. Okay, and I'll show you which are the valid and which are the invalid also. You will learn. Just we started. So within an hour and all, we cannot carry on and complete the portion. It will go slowly, no issue. But you'll learn. For sure, you'll learn from that. So now you can see here. So import matplotlib.py.plt and numpy as np. Fine. Now what I'm doing np.array 3, 8, 1 and 10. So it is storing in the y point. So in this y point, I'm going with a d. So what is d generally? D is nothing but this D we are giving us what? So previously we given I think so capital D. You can see here uppercase D we are using marker is equal to capital D. But now can you see here marker is equal to small d. If it is small d, what will be the output? Okay, so capital D is for the diamond. When you're going with a small d, so for that small d, whenever you're going with a small d, that also same. So but that small, so that changes square bracket changes will be there. So minimum is I have to draw like I have to keep only the one dot and I can go with the minimum. If you want to circle, this should be visible to the others also. Then I can go with the other category. So if it is equal to capital D, I'll make. So fine. So what is next? Same thing.
Hello,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah, yeah.
Sir, y points and x points are just variables, right? Instead of y points and x points, you can be a and b also.
Yeah, yeah, you can.
Okay, sir.
Anything is fine. Here I have taken X point and Y point, so it is moving on like that. If you want to
Okay.
take A and B, you can take.
Okay, sir.
Now here I'm marker, I'm using this left shift, so or right shift. So whether you're using a left shift or right shift, you can see here according to your input. I'll try to change that. So what marker you're giving? So this machine is giving us all these symbols of facilities one by one. So if I want to go with the left, I can go with the left. If you want to go with the right, I can go with the right. If you want to go with the up, also you can go with the up. So suppose I'm giving this up. And see here, it is moving towards the up. Everything is going to be up. So you can use left shift, right shift, up and bottom. So anything is fine. You can give one by one. So I can giving as a B. And see here, it is compiled. Okay. Now everything has been done. So now what are the marker is there? So marker, we have a few set of markers. We'll discuss one by one. So first is star. You have to remember. Okay. Other than this, star, first is going to be circle. This we have to know for sure. So first is going to be circle. We'll write as a O. Star means we'll write that symbol. And point means we can use a point. Pixel, I can go with a comma. Capital X means I can go with a small x. It will be filled with that value. And if it is a plus also, you can use a p value or make it as a p with a plus square. And S is going to be diamond and D is going to be diamond and it's going to be thin. So this is nothing but we have that question. I'll show you that when you're going with a capital D, the thin will be less. If you go with a small d, then we have that thickness. Other than that, thin, everything will be there. So the diamond in now small and less, based on that only it will work. Next, P is nothing but pentagon. H is for the hexagon. So like this, you can see here capital H and small h. Both is going to be hexagon. Now next is nothing but I said you about the triangular. So triangular upper and the bottom, left and right. Now, if it is a 1, try to come out. Okay, try down. 2 means try up. 3 means try left. 3 is nothing but given, and 4 is nothing but again right. I can go like that. So either you can go with the vertical line or you can go with the horizontal line. So either this or that, anything is fine. Okay. So just try to go through what we have discussed now. Then we'll go with a new topic. I'll give you exactly 2 minutes. Try to go on. If you have any doubt, let me know. Okay, okay, I am muted. Okay. Very simple. Nothing is nothing but you're telling us first value. What are the symbols you have? Marker reference. I can go with all the reference. So here we have symbol. Other than the symbol, we have many stuffs. You can go with a star, point, pixel. Every symbol you can use. Square if you want to make, you can go with a yes. Yes is for the square. D is for the diamond. Same thing. Hexagon we have up to the last. So everywhere we have it. Other than this, we can go with a color code like this. So here we have a B. So B is nothing but whatever you're taking as a B value, that depends on the color. Like a B is going to be the blue color, or if you want to go with a different color also, you can move on. So that is going to be color code we used to tell. So we have a marker. Other than the marker, we have color code and we have a line reference. These three things we have discussed, and we have discussed about the floating. So float also we have discussed. So now line reference means these are the lines. You can go with a solid line or a dotted line or a dash, or you can go with a double. So dot, and you can go with the dash lines. Dotted also you can move. And reference color is going to be, these are the reference color you can use. Yeah, these are the code they are given. And other than this color, we can go with what? Color code also states that color code we cannot remember, which start with a hash. We cannot remember that, skip it out. Okay, better remember this. Green means small g, B means small b, that is going to be a blue color. So remember that. Reminding how to increase the marker size, how to increase the light, that every step we'll discuss in the next class. Okay. Just we started, slowly will improve. At last, we'll discuss about the graph one by one. So if you have a pandas is there, so based on your CSV file, how to draw these kind of lines and all, we'll discuss. Okay. So fine, that's about the visualization. So remaining we'll discuss in the next class. Okay. If you have any doubt, let me know in my WhatsApp text. Okay, so immediately I have to leave. So due to some restriction, after 9 we cannot go outside here. Okay, because you know that again COVID is increasing slowly. So night curfew they started in my area. So after 9 I can reach. So there's a time to pack and go to my room. Okay. If you have any doubt, let me know in the chat or let me know tomorrow in the beginning. So before 5 minutes, I'll try to. And most important thing, one more thing I have to update, your class timing tomorrow will be changed. So because I said you this, because of this night curfew everything, I don't know, like after 8:30 I'll be able to ride my bike. It's not possible. So we'll keep a class on 5 o'clock, 5 to 6:30 exactly. So 5 to 6:30, this timing will follow from tomorrow up to the session end. And kindly accept the situation and try to understand the what we are telling. It's not like we wanted to change the timing because of me. I apologize for it. So because of me only, it has changed, because long term nearly takes 45 minutes to travel. It's like completely traffic. So during that time I cannot reach. That is the reason we are making as of 6:30 here. So 5 to 6:30 will be your timing for the tomorrow session, and Thursday and Friday, just 3 days left out. 3 days, try to join by 5 to 6:30 only. Okay. Fine. Thank you so much. We'll wind up the session. And remember 5 to 6:30, and I'll update in the WhatsApp group also. Those are not joined, also let them join. And meeting also will be scheduled from 5 to 6:30. Yeah. Fine, dear. So thank you so much. We'll wind up.